The Voynich Manuscript has been called the most mysterious book in the world, and for good reason. Discovered in 1912 by a Polish bookseller named Wilfrid Voynich, it contains 240 pages of baffling illustrations and text written in an unknown script. Over a century later, no one has deciphered it. Every attempt has failed. The book sits in Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library, locked away, still taunting anyone bold enough to try and crack its secrets. The first impression of the manuscript is strange enough. The writing does not match any known alphabet or language. Each page is filled with symbols and characters arranged like normal text, but no one has ever matched them to a spoken tongue. Some letters resemble Latin script, others look entirely alien, yet the patterns repeat in ways that suggest grammar and rules. It's not random scribbling. Whoever created the manuscript put enormous effort into making it consistent, but for what purpose? Then there are the illustrations. They don't make things clearer. In fact, they raise even more questions. Botanists have stared at the drawings of plants for decades, trying to match them with known species. The problem is that most of them don't exist. Some look vaguely familiar, like distorted versions of herbs and flowers, but others appear to be plants no one has ever seen on Earth. Scholars have debated whether the illustrations are poor attempts to copy real plants or whether they represent an imaginary world of flora invented by the author. Flip through more pages and you find diagrams of astronomical symbols, zodiac signs, and star charts. There are circular wheels filled with suns, moons, and stars, drawn with precision but not matching known celestial arrangements. On several pages, groups of naked women bathe in what appear to be pools or tubes connected by intricate plumbing systems. The meaning of these bizarre images remains one of the great puzzles. Some argue they reflect medieval medical practices or fertility rituals, while others whisper about alchemy, magic, or even extraterrestrial knowledge. The age of the manuscript has been tested scientifically. In 2009, carbon dating of the vellum, the animal skin pages, placed its creation around the early 15th century, somewhere between 1404 and 1438. That means the manuscript is real, not a modern forgery. Ink analysis confirmed the pigments also matched the medieval period. So whatever it was produced in Europe more than 600 years ago. But by whom and for what audience? Dozens of theories have circulated. Some suggest it was written by a medieval scientist, encoding his research to protect it from the church. Others say it's the work of a secret society or an alchemist guarding dangerous knowledge. A few claim it's an elaborate hoax designed to trick kings, nobles, or wealthy collectors into believing they were buying a book of priceless wisdom. But if it's a hoax, it is an astonishingly complex one. The manuscript is nearly 250 pages long, with consistent grammar and recurring vocabulary. Creating that without an actual language system would have been an enormous task. Cryptographers, including some of the best in the world, have tried to decode it. During World War II, American and British code breakers who cracked enemy ciphers were given a chance to analyze the Voynich text. They had no success. Modern computers have been unleashed on the text as well, running algorithms to detect hidden languages. But every attempt hits a wall. Some researchers claim patterns match Romance languages, like Latin or Italian. Others argue it is an entirely invented language, a so-called constructed script. Still others believe it may be a forgotten natural language that has vanished from history. The illustrations only deepen the enigma. The zodiac diagrams show familiar constellations like Pisces and Sagittarius, but the style is unlike any other medieval manuscript. The bathing women, sometimes shown inside strange tubes, have been interpreted as alchemical representations of transformation, or as mystical depictions of the female body. Some fringe theorists go further, arguing they represent alien experiments, ancient technology, or even lost Atlantean science. The manuscript's ownership history adds to the intrigue. Before Wilfrid Voynich purchased it in 1912, it passed through the hands of Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf II in the late 1500s, who was fascinated by alchemy and the occult. Rudolf supposedly believed the manuscript had been written by Roger Bacon, the 13th century English philosopher known for experimenting with optics and early science. That claim has never been proven. From Rudolf, it traveled through alchemists, scholars, and collectors, each unable to make sense of it. Every owner seemed convinced it held profound secrets, but none ever unlocked them. In modern times, the manuscript has become the subject of countless studies, books, and even conspiracy theories. Some linguists argue it could be a case of glossolalia, or meaningless writing created in a trance state, like the ramblings of a mystic. Others point to statistical analysis, showing that the text behaves too much like a real language to be nonsense. If it's a code, the key has been lost for 6 centuries. Pop culture has embraced the mystery. The Voynich Manuscript has appeared in novels, TV shows, and video games, always portrayed as a forbidden book that hides great power. Some believe it might describe lost cures or medicines. Others see it as a star map pointing to other worlds. A few think it's evidence of alien contact, preserved in ink and vellum by an anonymous medieval scribe. The lack of answers only fuels the legend. Every year, new attempts to decode it surface. Artificial intelligence has been trained on the script, with some claims that fragments could match Hebrew or Latin roots. But these studies often fall apart under scrutiny. The book remains stubbornly unreadable. The illustrations, too, refuse to give up their meaning. A plant that looks familiar at first glance dissolves into fantasy on closer inspection. A star chart seems to make sense until you try to map it against the night sky. More unusual theories keep appearing. Some researchers propose it was the work of an unknown female author, a midwife or healer who intentionally disguised her herbal knowledge to protect it. Others suggest the bathing women represent medical treatments for childbirth, infertility, or disease. There is even speculation that the manuscript might be an encyclopedia of women's health from the Middle Ages, written in a private code only the author understood. Still, there are voices insisting the entire book is a masterpiece of nonsense, a carefully constructed riddle meant to waste time, impress patrons, or simply amuse its creator. But if that's true, then its creator achieved something far greater than a prank. They crafted one of history's longest-running mysteries, one that continues to spark debate more than half a millennium later. Perhaps the most unsettling possibility is that the Voynich manuscript was never meant to be understood. Maybe its creator designed it precisely to confuse, to frustrate, and to intrigue. If so, they succeeded beyond their wildest dreams. For more than 600 years, the book has resisted every effort to unlock it. It has outlived kings, scientists, and scholars. It has defied modern technology. It continues to sit in Yale's library, a silent provocation to every curious mind who dares open it. And maybe that's the real power of the Voynich manuscript, not the secrets it might hold, but the endless fascination it inspires. We crave answers. We want meaning. We need mysteries to solve. And yet sometimes the mystery itself is the point. The Voynich manuscript reminds us that not everything can be explained, that some puzzles remain beyond our reach, and that even in an age of supercomputers and space travel, there are still books we cannot read. Comment, like, and subscribe for more unsolved mysteries and strange histories that keep us questioning the world around us.